Welcome to Rethink Gaming's Sunday Night RPGs featuring Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden, played through Discord and Fantasy Grounds. Thanks as always to Sirenscape for the amazing atmosphere and music. Make sure you check them out at www.sirenscape.com. You've just got to be using it at your gaming table. If you want to support this content, please consider joining us on Patreon or checking out Rethink Gaming on DM's Guild. Let's begin. So this week, we kick things off with the party having just reassembled the magical artifact in the Black Cabin on their way to a prison in the north. They were asked to head up this direction by the speaker of Bryn Shander. She's worried that the arcane Brotherhood is once again trying to infiltrate the 10 towns and suspects that Valish Gant might have information to share, offering you a reward of 250 gold if you return with valuable information. And there is a signed letter in your possession offering him a petition to the Lord's Alliance for a reduction in sentence. If you get nothing out of the prisoner, she asks you to inform the warden that they might be plotting a jailbreak to set him free. So you are at the Black Cabin just north of Lonelywood, beyond the trees, and east of the frozen river. What would you like to do?
Maybe now that we've put the object back together and kind of figured out what's going on with that, we continue north.
Everybody on that same page?
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Well, the trip north is hard. The weather is somewhat resistant for the first day, but you don't encounter anyone. The night passes with relative ease as well. Make sure everybody's got a long rest clicked in here.
Did we talk about trying this device out? Did we figure out that it has an effect on the weather, or was that just out of game?
You do know what it does. Toman was able to spend some time identifying it. I don't know that anyone has attuned to it, however.
I thought I attuned to it because we talked about, I guess, who should have it or that whole thing. I ended up with it.
And you can, yes. I know that you had intended to.
Okay.
And the next time you rest would be the opportunity to do that.
Perfect.
So, yeah, if you want to, go ahead.
I'll do that next time we rest.
All right. Well, relatively early in the next day, you come upon what surely must be your destination. A great spire juts up out of the rock above a cliff, hiding behind another rock to break the wind. The building appears to have an entrance to the north, where it meets the sea, and an entrance to the south. Would you like to make any preparations, or how would you like to approach?
What do you think, Sigurd?
I think I need to figure out how to unmute my microphone. Let's pretend like I missed the last session. I have no idea what's going on. But that being said, attack the gate from the front.
I think we're actually headed here to interrogate someone, if you recall.
Nope.
Sure you did.
This is a prison, not a stronghold, Sigurd. We don't need to attack it.
Well, that's my suggestion. Spits on his hands. No better ideas?
I mean, we're invited guests, so I think we just stroll up and state our purpose.
Oh. That's far less exciting.
Okay, so I assume you're coming around to the southern entrance. The courtyard around the tower appears to be constructed in a bit of a star-like pattern. You can see constant light coming from every opening. It does not flicker or waver at all, which is somewhat strange for this time period. As you approach the southern gate, the external gates open, letting you into a 30-foot courtyard where you can see 3 prison guards waiting by an interior door.
All right, I'll approach and hail the guards.
Alright, so as you approach, the guard in the center steps forward, holds up his right hand. Hold! State your business!
Sir, we're here to seek out a particular wizard. We've been sent by the speaker, Duvessa Shane, and she asked us to come meet with Valish Gant for an interrogation.
You mean prisoner 237?
That's the one.
Very well. He points to your right. You see an old, rather battered leather chest. Weapons inside?
Don't mind if I do.
He looks at you rather expectantly. Put your weapons in the box and you can proceed.
Oh.
I'll place my dagger down in the box.
Give my great axe a kiss. Put it in the box.
Okay.
And my javelins. And my dagger.
I guess I'll put in my short sword as well.
Okay.
I want
I
to make
will,
sure he flings his shield onto his back, drops his other weapons in the box.
Is anybody not putting all of your weapons in the box?
I will attempt to conceal one of my daggers.
All right, that's a sleight of hand check.
I will make, I'll make a show of not necessarily a show, but I'll draw both out to place in there, and as I place them in, I'll use sleight of hand to see if I can conceal one of them.
Okay.
It would help if I click on the right spot. Hold on. There we go.
So smooth.
The guard gives you a knowing look. All your weapons inside the box.
Fine. In they go.
Alright, so they're willing to let you through one at a time, giving you each a quick, brisk check. And you enter into a courtyard. You can see beyond where you're standing a long corridor into a central tower. Everyone with a connection to magic feels it weakening considerably as you approach that tower. This way, the man says. He leads you east, or west, sorry, leads you west along a wide corridor. Then northwest and into what must be one of the points of the star. There's a room with a large rectangular table, a single chair on one long side, and 3 similar chairs on the opposite side. Wait here, I'll get the warden, the man says. He gestures everyone inside, closes and locks the door behind you.
What's the race of everyone we've seen so far?
All humans so far. After about 10 minutes, you hear Alec turn, see the door open, and there is a woman in long red robes wearing a keyring with 7 large golden keys. She steps inside, closes and locks the door behind her. Welcome. What brings you to Revel's End? She says.
Speaker Shane sent us here, and we're supposed to be seeking out Valish Gantz for some information that he may potentially have.
I see. You're referring to prisoner 237?
That's correct.
We use designations for all of our prisoners here. It keeps them in control. I, however, do have a name. I am Marta Marthanas. She bows deeply.
I'll return the bow.
I assume you have identities as well.
In fact, we do. My name is Wither, and my party here is Kosget, Toman, Sigurd, and Garand.
I must apologize. I am not acquainted with any of you.
No apology necessary. If you could just help us along to prisoner 237, we would be much obliged.
Indeed, I'll present him directly to this very room, but we must be cautious. Do you have any proof you are who you claim?
I'll look back at the rest of the party.
I mean, my axe has my name on it, but I left it at the door.
So, as I mentioned...
Didn't the speaker give us a letter?
Exactly. I think maybe Wither has the letter.
Sure, I'll hand the letter over.
She looks at the sealed letter, sees whom it is addressed to, and passes it back. Very well. This does appear to be the speaker's seal, and it is addressed to our prisoner. You understand I must be present for the entire discussion.
I don't see why that would be a problem.
Very well. I bid you one moment. She opens the door, closes it behind her, and locks it.
I want to size up this door.
Okay. It's definitely a door. What do you want to know about it?
Do I think I could break it? If I had to, just in case.
It's made from reinforced iron.
So definitely.
A blend of iron and wood.
Look to see if I can recall anything about the lore and magic of this tower.
Okay. Very little. It's a place where people are sent to never be seen again. There is a parole committee, but it requires a vote from each one of the ruling cities, and they don't often all send members to serve on the parole board. So it's kind of a one-way stop at the end of the world. You notice it is rather warm in here. It's a steady 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And anyone who knows anything about magic at all can see that there are continual flame spells keeping everything lit.
Definitely seems strange, guys. I mean, my connection to magic feels weak, but there's magic spells here that have all the flames lit, so might want to be on our toes.
Correction in my explanation, it felt weak toward the center. It does not now.
Gotcha.
Takes about 15 minutes for the warden to return. 2 guards roughly shove a man into the room, leave, and close the door behind them. The warden gestures toward the single chair on that side of the table, strolls over to the wall, leans against it. Gentlemen, I present prisoner 237. He
Thank you,
turns
Warden.
there.
Looks like you feed them well.
I should say the food is the least of my concerns. Who are you? What do you want with me?
I'll step forward and hand him the letter.
Is this a trap?
If letters are traps, then I guess.
Seems rather pointless. You seem to be quite stuck as it is.
That woman despises me. Perhaps rightfully so. Interesting. Petition the Lord's Alliance. Perhaps you've come to free me entirely. He throws a sideways glance at the warden, who is considerably more alert now.
I don't think there was any discussion of freeing you. I think we're kind of wanting to understand more about the Arcane Brotherhood and what they're searching for.
What? Whatever do you mean?
Well, we know that at one point in time you were affiliated with said guild, and I don't think you've got much to do with this eternal winter, but we know that the guild is searching for something.
I must assure you, My entire endeavor was for profit. Suppose that's why they've left me to rot.
Slowly walk around behind the chair.
He looks rather nervously behind him. However, it's widely known and believed that the Netherese were here eons ago, you know.
What was here eons ago?
Ancient civilization of magic. Netheril. They learned their magic from the elves, perhaps the first to do so. Then they found the Nether Scrolls. Their magic was more powerful than anything we can achieve. His eyes sort of light up as he talks about them.
And could it be possible that one of these Nether Scrolls is responsible for the winter?
No. Impossible. The Netheril fell more than 1,000 years ago.
But if they were here today, would it be possible?
Well, I should think not. They've meddled in the gods before. Karsus tried to usurp Mistral. He failed. He destroyed himself. He tore the very weave. It would be years before anyone was even able to use magic again. No, I think Oral is rightfully blamed for this.
I'll look back at the party and ask if anyone has heard of Oro before.
Oro? Oh, Oral. He means the goddess of winter.
Oh, gotcha.
The warden suddenly stands up straight. Much different posture than she had just a moment ago. She's looking directly at Toman and has a wry smile on her face.
I'm already unmuted. Yeah, so Toman meets her gaze and tries to interpret her actions.
She is analyzing you closely.
Hmm.
The gentleman says, "If you believe they are searching for the great city, I could be instrumental. Perhaps a pardon. A work release." He looks back to the warden, who's not paying any attention to anything he's saying.
Real quick, where is the warden in the room? Like
She's
back against the wall in a corner, kind of like in the middle-ish of the room?
So it's a triangular-shaped room, and the prisoner is nearest the door. You guys are in the corner, and she's up against one of the walls at the end of the table. She blurts something out in crude dwarvish while looking directly at Toman.
Okay. With her attention so fixed on Toman,
Bless you.
I would like to make a stealth check, just to kind of like... She's got her back to the wall, so not like behind her or anything, but more kind of like on her blind side, such as it were. just kind of reposition myself. She's making me uneasy.
Okay. Again, she does not seem to care about the goings on.
Not sure how to type that in language. In fantasy.
Yes, well, the gentleman says. About that reduction in sentence, how can I help you?
Perhaps you can help us with the guild, maybe showing us where they're operating from, and perhaps you have some context there that we could become chummy with, and learn more about what it is that they're searching for, what they've learned thus far.
Someone's going to take a few steps closer to the warden.
Okay. And mutter something under his breath.
Indeed.
Put my hands on the prisoner's shoulders. Start giving him a back rub. As creepily as possible.
The warden replies softly in Dwarvish as well, and shakes her head as if to clear her thoughts. Why are you so near me? Step back. And you! I see you circling behind.
Well, I don't have the ability to walk through walls, so I don't know what you mean when you say behind.
You don't get to be the warden of a prison such as this without knowing a few sneaky tricks. I lost the conversation. Was there anything else you needed from this man, or shall I return him to his cell?
I think Wither asked him a few questions.
He was apparently distracted by the goings-on nearby. Yes, what? Questions?
So, perhaps a reduction in sentence could be earned or achieved by accompanying the party and I to your former guild, the Arcane Brotherhood. Introduce us. Let's make some friends and contacts and learn more about what they're searching for.
Yes, I would be most agreeable. The warden says, absolutely not. You will not be leaving this facility.
Well, we tried to, give you a break from the prison here, but since you can't come with, perhaps you could point us in the right direction.
I know very little. Very, very little, if the city exists at all. However, if you could return me to Luskin, I have access to a grand library. We could figure it out within a year, easily.
What do you say, Warden?
No, of course not. Certainly not. I'll tell you this. I believe it's under the Reghead Geisha. Yes. Yes. I'm sure I heard them say that.
I know where this is.
Surely this is worth a letter? A mere piece of paper.
I'm not sure what good would a piece of paper be.
Well, as much as I am certain Ms. Shane detests me, she is a woman of her word. Like our warden here.
May I read the letter?
Of course. He pushes it back in your direction. It says basically what Duvessa described. These are my operatives seeking information. Tell them all you know, and I will advocate for you before the Lord's Alliance.
Well, Valish, I don't know that you've given us a lot to work with here. I mean, if someone's going to go out of their way to advocate for you before the Lord's Alliance, surely there's more information you can share.
Well, I can tell you the entire history of the Brotherhood. We were merchants once, long ago. Now we seek magical power. Across the globe, across the dimensions.
Do we feel like we have enough here to work with?
See if he's holding anything back from us. Maybe not with that roll.
You don't get the sense that he's holding anything back.
All right, well, unless anyone has any other business, perhaps we should be on our way.
So what now, lads? We're just going to chase ancient magical elven cities? How ridiculous.
Well, it does sound like fun, to be honest, but
We could always return to the speaker and get her opinion.
The warden's posture changes again. She turns her eyes directly to Toman and utters the following clipped phrase in Dwarvish. She shakes her head as if she'd lost her train of thought. Yes, I agree. If there's nothing else, perhaps it is time you left.
Gordon, what did you say just now?
I said perhaps it is time you left.
No. Before that.
Don't play games with me, sir. You are in my prison.
But you seem to be the one playing games. That or you're not in full control of your faculties, which makes me wonder whether or not you should be warden.
My work record speaks for itself.
That may be, but we all heard you speak a phrase that you seem to not remember. Dwarvish, no less.
In Dwarvish, you say?
Indeed.
Yes, I do speak a little. I suppose I was practicing my vocabulary. How did I do?
I wouldn't know. I don't speak Dwarvish. But the fact that you don't seem to remember speaking it should be cause for concern.
I'm sure it's just the stress. Anyway, if you are finished...
I'll look over at Toman with a raised eyebrow.
The storm's coming in. Perhaps we should see if we can find accommodations nearby for the evening.
Nearby, sir?
Perhaps maybe here in your facility.
That would be most irregular. We could allow you to stay in the hospital. There are guards directly across the hall.
As long as it's not a cell and still warm. Beats freezing to death out there.
Of course, of course. We're not monsters. Very well, follow me. She opens the door, 2 guards come in. Return him to his cell. Valish snatches up the letter really quick, stuffs it down his shirt. She leads you down the hallway. Fine structure, isn't it?
It's quite impressive.
Magically lit and heated for all but the center.
How is it that no magic is allowed in the center?
We have a great anti-magic circle. It allows us to imprison wizards here. Guards high enough in the tower are immune again.
You must be holding some very powerful wizards here, then.
Indeed. On occasion, we get dragon sightings or raids by sea. Can be a very exciting place. She leads you to the northern end of the building. You can hear the waves bashing the cliff below. Opens the door to a chamber containing 12 beds. Cabinets along the north wall holding medical supplies. Aplenty. You will find this room comfortable, and we currently have no need of it. Is there anything else I may assist you with?
Nothing further.
Very well. You've just missed the midday meal, but dinner will be served soon. We will make sure and bring you ration.
That's most kind.
Should you require me again, simply open your door. There will be a guard outside.
Thank you much, Martha.
She gives a short bow, closes the door behind her, and locks you in the hospital.
So, Toman, can you tell us more about what you heard?
Yes, it was most intriguing. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure if she's entirely who she claims to be. More than that, I can't be sure.
I get that too. Totally a dude.
Do you think that was actually her speaking, or someone else taking control of her faculties, and speaking through her?
She seemed entirely in control of her faculties. Perhaps just being this far north has done strange things to her psyche.
I could believe that. This much cold and isolation isn't good for anyone.
But what did she say?
But the first thing she said was, "What the hell are you?" And then she said it's quite cold, we should ask to stay the night.
That didn't seem like a trap to you?
Not based on the rest of her behavior, no.
And we still have some of our magic. And we're not locked. Are we locked in this room? Wasn't sure. Maybe we should go check the door.
You did hear her lock the door.
Fun.
What else is in the room?
Just cots and medical supplies.
Can I search around the room, look for anything odd or out of place?
Certainly.
These dice are on fire tonight.
As mentioned, the room is magically lit and heated, but no signs of anything unusual.
Is there any access to the lock on the door from inside?
Yes.
Okay.
Guess I'll grab one of the cots.
I think we should maybe take watches. I know it's supposed to be a safe place, a prison, but something just feels off.
All right. So you post up for the evening. As promised, they bring you a mutton shank, or piece of mutton anyway. It's got a nice broth with potatoes and carrots. Everybody gets a bowl.
I am going to examine my bowl for irregularities.
Sure.
Just gonna eat it.
You don't find any irregularities, and it does taste fine. It's a little underseasoned, perhaps, but it's good.
All right, I'll eat it.
They leave you with your bowls for about an hour. You hear the door unlock, and it's the warden. You can smell, as she enters the room, that she's quite soaked. dwarven ale from the smell of it. And she has a small jug under her arm.
Come to share.
She slurs something in Dwarvish. She drops a bag, perhaps by accident, perhaps without thinking, and copper cups clatter to the floor. The prison guard, seeing she's left the door open, closes it behind her, shakes his head slightly, and locks it.
I'll pick up a cup. Could have fell.
She roughly uncorks the cask and pours your cup until it overflows. Huzzah! She cheers in Dwarvish.
Cheers. Goodbye, Dwarvish. Use my I'm a brewer. My brewer's senses to just try to pick apart the recipe.
Okay.
Tasting notes and whatnot.
You'd recognize this anywhere. This is Shield Dwarf. Good stuff.
Excellent. Give her compliments on the brew.
So she looks at you and says in Dwarvish, "Tell me, lad, what be your name?"
Tillman, as we were introduced earlier.
Call me Vlax. Are you from these parts?
I from Kilvenvall clan.
See. Well, I hail from Mount Hotnow. It's near Neverwinter. Or at least, I used to. He pours himself another glass. I suppose I live here now. He looks down as if appraising his own body.
Yes, indeed. That's a long way to come.
He looks around at the others in the room, trying to gauge whether or not anyone else can understand. He catches Garen's eye. And you, he says in Dwarvish, where are you from?
Come again.
I asked you where you're from. You can make a check to try and deceive.
There it is. Oh, here and there.
Oh wait, I thought you were trying to behave as though you don't understand Dwarvish.
Oh, correct.
Yeah, that's fine. So, pay 13 to do that. He nods, turns to Toman, says in Dwarvish, "You should keep better company."
Yeah, adventuring can be a lonely occupation. It helps to have powerful company.
Your cup is once again overflowing as the warden refills hers. He pulls up a cot. The warden pulls up a cot, flops down, sprawl-legged, sets the keg beside. You must tell me your entire story.
I'm not sure I know where to begin. I am from these parts, but sometimes I have memories of other places. Dreams, really. But I've been in this area for so long, I do consider it my home. I'm very much inclined to solve this forever winter.
It's been so long since I felt the cold. Listen, you and me were a lot alike. Can I help you, lad?
I'm not really sure what to ask. Why don't you tell me your story? How did you become warden here?
Pardon me. Oh. Oh. No. I'm not this. I'm not some human. I am a fighter, and a damn good one.
Come from a proud line, I can tell.
That's right. But I'm not ready to rest yet. Not yet. Too much to do. I have yet to drink my fill. Look, okay. I died. And occasionally I have to come forward in my friend here, or else I'll go insane. She doesn't drink. Not a drop. Everything is business, business, business. No head smashing. No dead orcs. Nothing.
Such constraint and restraint must be extremely challenging. Nigh on imprisonment here.
Nah, we go way back, Marta and I. Occasionally we speak. Usually she sleeps, and I drive. Or she drives, and I try to sleep. She just so very boring. All the time. She doesn't like it when I drink. Oh, don't worry, her bosses know all about it. The whole story. She told them the whole thing, embarrassing us both. What about you? Any secrets you want to tell old Vlax? Your cup is full again.
Maybe you should come with us. Have a little adventure.
Marta'd never go. And as I said, I'm not yet ready.
What is your intention and purpose here, then?
I'm just biding my time.
I understand.
They say the clan will call. I'll hear the horns. Hasn't happened. Yeah, well, I suppose I'm almost out. You can hear the slashing of the keg. It's not nearly out. I'll leave it with you. He sets it back down. Turns, bangs loudly on the door. Boom, 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 boom. Guard opens it. The warden passes through. The guard exasperatedly swings the door closed and locks it.
Who else wants a drink? Plenty here.
I'll have some.
Okay, well, barring any conversation between you guys, the night passes uneventfully, and it is a clear day in the morning.
Alrighty, well, where to next?
Perhaps a trip back to the speaker to discuss what we found?
That's as good a plan as any at this point.
It is, unless you think there's something worth hanging around here for. I know there was an awful lot of chatting with the warden.
Yeah, the warden's odd, but that all seems to be on the level.
Someone who makes such a good brew, you'd think she'd be able to hold it a little bit better.
Okay, so you guys are headed out.
Yeah, so
Looks like it.
Okay. It takes a few days to march back through the snow south to Bryn Shander. Very little happens along the way. Don't think anybody cast any spells. Well, let's make sure.
Oh, I was going to suggest as we walk back that Tommen test out the item.
Wither has the item.
Or Wither, yeah. See if that improved weather conditions maybe help speed up our travel some.
We could definitely try it. It may bring unwanted attention, though.
Fair enough.
All right, so everybody heads back to Bryn Shander.
I think that's the
Yep.
plan.
Okay. Well, it's late in the day. By the time you get down there, it takes you about 3 days. The guards see you coming in and wave. Make sure you see the speaker, he calls down from the tower.
Well, that's just odd.
He gestures a thumbs up, trying to see if you understood him.
I'll give a thumbs up back.
Okay, so you head to the speaker's hall, I assume?
Yes.
Let's change up the sound too.
Name's Garin. Welcome.
Okay. As you approach the speaker's hall, the speaker herself opens the door, gestures you inside. Ah, what timing! The gods must have sent you back. She gestures you into the table of the Great Hall, and you can see your old friend Torvis sitting, drinking from a bottle of blueberry wine at the table. Friends, he says. This is the Dragonborn who was looking for little invisible men up at Caer Konig.
Good evening.
It seems your work is not complete. He says.
Is it ever?
The speaker says, "Let them sit. Come in." She gestures you to the chairs. She says, "Did he have anything to say?" Well,
Nothing of too much interest. Mainly just a starting place for finding the Arcane Brotherhood. Outside of that, he seemed to not really have anything of substance to share.
Something about a city beneath the ice.
yes, well, perhaps this is all related, Torvis says. She throws
Related to
him
what?
a sideways glance. Duvessa says, "Our dear friend, my colleague, Torvis, believes he has found the home of the Dwergar. He believes he has traced the Chardalin that they've been stealing to a location in the south.
Interesting.
Yes, quite. The old dragon says, I knew it all along, didn't I? Didn't I know it? She rolls a piece of parchment map out depicting Icewind Dale and indicates to you an area south of Goodmead. We found documents, the dragon says, in East Haven, in the ferryman's home. He was innocent.
What did the documents indicate?
There is a fortress in the south. The Dwergar are building something. Some kind of beast.
Like a mechanical beast?
I fear so.
That seems problematic.
We were hoping you'd investigate.
That
Well,
seems
we
like something we'd do.
I don't see how this is related.
Well, things going missing, underground fortresses, I don't know. Go check. Duvessa sort of smiles. I agree. It does not seem quite related, but surely we don't want Dwergar. Do we?
I suppose not.
Particularly, no.
Are you
Goes up for a scrap.
waiting around for me to offer a reward? She drops the sack of coin that she was holding in her hand. This could be serious.
Payment is customary for engagements such as these.
I'm unprepared. I will have something for you by the time you return.
And we have to feed Kozgeth. He eats a lot.
Of course. I will call a meeting of the speakers. We'll reward you significantly.
I will be away from the game for just one moment.
Okay. All right, we've got 2 away. Let's just take a short break. We're back in 5 minutes.
Sounds good.
Okay, we're back. So, quest has been presented. I want you to go and check out the Dwergar situation. By the way, I am echoing back on David. Thank you, sir. So are we going to do that thing?
Let's do that thing. Go dwarf hunting.
Does anybody want to make any preparations before you go?
Just attuning the device, I guess.
Okay.
Stock up on fish jerky.
You can have that for free. Any minor supplies that you think the town might have, bags of flour or whatever, you can have at the speaker's expense.
Bags of flour, so we can have fried fish jerky.
Right?
Mm.
Okay, so this trip will take you a little more than 2 days. 2 days and a bit. Is that how you want to do it? Do you want to show up in the morning?
Yeah, showing up in the morning seems like a good plan. Okay.
Ready?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool.
I don't understand, just a Fantasy Grounds comment behind the screen here. Why don't they link these images where they appear in the book? It's super, super annoying. It's only this module that does it this way, too. That I've noticed so far. Of course, then I have to guess what it's named. Sorry, guys. Really cool picture of the building that you're walking up on, and I'm trying to find it. There you go. Okay. Beyond the snowy foothills, low-lying clouds obscure the icy peaks of the gargantuan mountains that form the spine of the world. Eventually, you get above the clouds and behold a sheer mountain wall rising more than 100 feet above you. Carved high on the wall are rows of arrow slits with burning lights behind them and clanking sounds issuing from within them. A narrow staircase hewn from the rock leads up along one side of the wall.
You're right. This is a really cool image.
Wonder if there are any alternative entrances.
Hey, take a look around. Check out the surrounding mountain. Is there a way that we could climb up? Maybe approach from different angle? Directly from the top, maybe? Goliath, they're good at that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's possible. We're going to do some climbing checks.
Sure.
Anybody else climbing with him?
I'll attempt it. Oof.
Give me a second.
Going for a DC of 10 here.
That 7 was a 1 for a minute. Got scared.
All right, anybody else?
I will attempt some climbing.
I try
That'd
and
be what?
guide him. Kind of yell down like the path that I took. Where to place his hands.
Okay.
Would that be an athletics check or just a straight strength check?
Athletics, but at advantage because you've got somebody coaching you through it.
Okay.
Okay. And good thing, too. Kozgath, are you climbing or are you staying below?
I figured since I'm, a big heavy dragon, I might forego the climbing and just catch anybody who falls.
Okay.
We can toss some ropes down. Help you out.
Yeah.
It's up here now that we can help pull you up.
Okay.
Okay. So you prepare, secure the ropes, toss them down. And as you do, from high above comes a loud grinding noise as large sheets of ice break off the fortress walls and tumble down the mountainside. Suddenly, great doors of ice, previously hidden under snow, stand open more than 300 feet above you. And from between them flies a huge dragon made of dark ice. Its eyes glow with a bright golden light as it lets out a terrible roar, hurls itself into the air, and flies away from the fortress. Then turns north and heads toward 10 Towns.
That's not good.
Nope, not at all.
Folks in 10 Towns got injured.
Huh. Well, there's no way we can catch that thing.
Correct.
If the towns are doomed, there's nothing we can do to save them right now. But there's an open door now.
Agreed.
And maybe someone inside knows how to stop that thing.
Or at the very least, we deny it a place to return to once it's done.
Yeah.
So continuing to climb?
Yes.
All right, yes, as Sigar predicted, once you finally reach the summit, the doors are open, revealing a massive dwarven forge below. Get you a map. 1 second. You guys are all currently above this area that I'm setting you into now. Let's say that you are on this side of it, just for ease of description. Oops. Put y'all up there. Smoke fills this warm cavern, which has a ceiling that ranges from 40 feet high down to 20 feet high along the south wall. The source of the smoke and heat is a 10-foot high stone forge shaped like a pyramid with its peak sheared off. Ripples of heat and flashes of firelight spew through the top of the forge, which emits a deep, pulsing heartbeat. A 5-foot deep trough extends east from the forge, with rows of black anvils on either side of the depression. Overlooking the forge are 4 20-foot tall guard towers with gray-skinned dwarfs standing behind their low battlements. Stone stairs provide access to the tops of the towers nearest the forge. South of the forge is an enormous 5-foot tall iron platform fitted with cranes and clamps and short flights of stairs leading to the top of that platform. Surrounding it is a cleanup crew consisting of a female Dragar with a horn and 6 hulking bipeds, their white fur stained with soot. They're tossing scraps into a cylindrical container. In the 20-foot high ceiling above this bin is a wide rectangular hole. So yeah, sorry, you guys are, I guess, over the hole here. Dragging you around. Apologize. But yep, you guys are looking down on that square.
You said soot-covered bipeds?
I did said that.
Andrew.
Get a better idea what those are?
Look like that.
Yikes. And the guard tower can see this platform.
Yeah, so there are several guard towers, but you guys are above even that. You can see the sloping ceiling leading down to where they are, but the battlements kind of give it away. So there's a guard tower here. Well, now I'm touching 3 of them, but that shape is the guard tower shape. And yeah, there are people cleaning up.
I wonder what would happen if that forge were to be destroyed. Wither?
Is it possible to tell with kind of my smith's abilities what they're making here?
Yeah, give me a roll.
Just- Not sure what to roll for that.
It's definitely pieces of charlatan, blackened somehow.
They're clearly making the Mecha Godzilla, right?
Or the dragon that was left.
Seems likely.
So, on the subject of destroying the forge, any ideas on how we might do that specifically?
Fireball.
Does this forge look like it could be destroyed or put out of service by a fireball?
I mean, I've heard of the phrase "fight fire with fire," but it's blazing hot on the inside, so I don't know.
That's what I thought.
My guess is that it's designed to withstand that kind of heat. Is it putting out like a steady stream of molten material?
Yes. It's basically flowing lava.
Is there any way we could congest that?
Tell you what. Wither, make me an intelligence check.
Okay.
I say to whoever in our group is the one that's got the blacksmithing background.
Yeah, okay. I see. I suppose I could do this.
I also have like Arcana and that sort of stuff, if that would be helpful.
You're quite far away is the problem. Is Zeno with you? I assume he is, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Zeno gestures toward the center of that forge and whispers in almost a shocked tone, "What is that?" Wither, check again with advantage. Underneath the flaming fluid is a beating heart. It's the size of a wagon. But it appears to both be moving the fluid and keeping it hot.
Interesting. Would I know anything about that kind of magic or beast?
There are very few things that could withstand that level of heat. It's either a fire giant or a red dragon or something of that sort.
Got it. I wonder if a jolt of electricity would shut it down. What do you guys think? I'll whisper to the party.
Seems unlikely.
It's not much that an axe can't stop.
All right, well, maybe we should clear out the riffraff on the bottom floor, and then we can address the heart.
How far below are they?
Yeah. If we do that, aren't we going to alert the guards, though?
Let's see.
There's guards in those towers, right?
So you've got about 80 feet of shaft, then a 20 feet gap to the platform. Let's see, the platform itself is 5 foot high. I guess we'll do forge level ambiance. If you're going inside there.
Are we going in to check it out?
I mean, we can with the climbing gear, we can lure people down.
I'm game.
It'll probably be a slow process.
So you just dispel the magic of that heart, considering it's from a creature.
I could burn all my level 1 spells and featherfall the majority of the party down.
Feather falls multiple targets, right?
It's just yeah, up to 5 falling creatures. Yeah, so we can jump and I'll just featherfall us.
How about I climb most of the way down, and you feather fall everyone else?
Okay.
All right, with some dice, DM.
Yeah.
And someone hold the end of this rope. Yeah,
Cosgath will hold it.
good man. We'll climb down the shaft and wait for everyone to jump down.
Okay.
All right, I will tell everybody to get ready and cast the spell, and then I'll let go of the wall to show them they're good to let go.
All right. I will. I will jump on down.
Okay, where do you guys want to be when you land?
I would like to be right where Zeno is,
Okay.
next to Tara.
I can't. Ugh. Like somewhere on near the edge of this platform. Preferably behind something that could be used for cover.
Let's do this. Whoops. How about that?
That works. Do we get like a surprise attack, anything? Or anything?
Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and do initiatives for you guys, and we'll give you each a turn. Since they clearly were not expecting anyone to come crawling down the hall.
Whatever you do, guys, don't stand in between Thantara and Quagoth 5.
Okay, we got initiatives all locked in. Zeno needs one. And one he got. All right, guys. I think if we want to start a big fight, we should wrap here for tonight. What do you guys think? Do we want to go extra? Or do we
Seems
want to
reasonable
here
to
next time?
pick up here.
I'm. Well,
All right. Start with murder next time. I like it. Something to look forward to.
All right.
Murdering.
Okay. We'll see you all next week.
All right. Take care.
all